Good morning, good evening, whatever time you may be watching. Good morning, good evening, whatever time you may be watching. I'm camouflaging. I don't know why I'm dancing. Anyway, so I just came back from Nigerian Embassy, which was like completely traumatic. If you don't know, I'm about to make my first ever trip to Nigeria in over 26 years. That's the wrong. Yeah, but you get me. 26 years. And I had to go down to the Nigerian Embassy to get my passport. What got me annoyed was that this guy who was about to, take my fingerprint and take my photo. Why are my lips always dry? I'm gonna fix that. Yeah, anyway, so this dude who was about to take my fingerprint and process my passport was like, do you speak Yoruba? And I was like, no, I understand it, but I can't really speak it. Well, you have to make that a priority. The other guy said, oh, but I bet you can speak French.
Say what?
Parlez-vous français is about all I've got, dude. Then he proceeded to talk to the other guy. Oh, these are the people that, when they were born, it was not trendy to speak Yoruba.
Say what?
So they spoke English and French. I was sitting right there. I just shrunk. All of a sudden, I could feel this warmth from the inside of me of sheer embarrassment and shame because I could not speak my language. And then on the way home, I started to think, actually, wait a minute. Does that define the fact that whether I'm Nigerian or not? And if that does, or if it doesn't, then there's a whole lot of things. So what does make me Nigerian? If I can't speak the language, then does eating jollof rice make me Nigerian? Listening to Afro beats, wearing Ankara? What makes me Nigerian? What makes anybody more Nigerian than another person? I don't know. Is it because I've lived there, not lived there, or both of which I haven't lived there? But like I question, I wonder, am I Nigerian? Because I can't speak the language. Does that make me less of a Nigerian? My children now, are they Nigerian? I'd like to believe. I'd still call them Nigerian, but because they can't speak the language as well, does that make them really Nigerian? So what makes us Nigerian? Listening to WizKids, knowing Shino Peters, which is just the jam of all jams, by the way. But like, what makes us Nigerian? Knowledge of the latest Nigerian gossip, following Bella Niger on Instagram, eating pandi jam, F4 and rice all on the same plate. Does that make us Nigerian? Knowing the lingo, the latest slang, the latest swag, does that make us Nigerian? What makes us Nigerian? What makes me Nigerian? What makes you Nigerian? Comment below if you know what makes you Nigerian. And if I'm not Nigerian, then am I British? What does it mean to be British? Like, is it because I like a Sunday roast? Is it because I speak in Cockney slang? What makes me British? It's just all these questions. Is it because I like to drink tea? I like to drink tea. I love afternoon tea. Are those things British? Because not too long ago there was this huge thing by the government, the British government, talking about British values, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people still don't know what British values are. So who am I? I'm having an identity crisis. A bit late now. I've gone to the embassy already. Now, this whole speaking Yoruba thing, I've always blamed my parents, but I'm so at an age now, I can no longer do that. I have 2 children of my own. I can no longer say, well, my parents never taught me. I just got to get with the fact that I've never really learned. And I did say at the beginning of this year to a lot of my friends that I would be starting Yoruba classes, but as New Year's resolutions come, they go just as quickly as you say them. I really do want to get on board and start doing it. I've tried to ask my parents and my friends to constantly speak it, and The problem is, it's the shame. It's the shame. Like, I can understand it. I can't understand it, funnily enough, when they're singing it. I think it's because they like mumble. So I don't know. I can't understand it as easily. But speaking, I'm generally, you can't sell me. Like, I'll know how much you're selling me for. Like, I cannot be fooled. But I can't speak. I sound like, I can hear it in my head in full well pronunciation, but I when it comes out, it sounds like I'm speaking German. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who are around my age who can go to the Nigerian parties, who can go to Nigeria and form. They can form, can stand and brace themselves as if they really are like proper Yoruba or Igbo speaking people, but they're just faking.
Why you always lying? Why you always lying?
Because they can't speak a word. It's not just me. And recently, I've really become really passionate about passing on my language and passing on my culture, because I've realized the language is such a key part of our culture. I realized that the respect that we have for elders is actually built into our language. So in Yoruba, there's always an if you're addressing an older person. You can't just say karo. Look, if my pronunciation rubs, you can't just say karo, which means good morning. I know my pronunciation's whack, y'all, but I don't care. Anyway, you can't just say that. You have to say karo, which is kind of showing your respect for the older person. And I love that. And I'm kind of feeling like with this new generation, they don't have that. And obviously, as my role as having worked with young people, I have seen a gradual degrading of that respect. And I wonder whether it is because we have actually lost our language. I'm concerned that our languages are dying, and as a result, our culture is slowly dwindling away. But there are some still old fogies like me who, when we meet someone who could be a bit older than us or who are possibly the same age as our mothers, we would never ever refer to them as Sonia. Like, they would always forever be an auntie. Like, for example, when I go to work, I struggle. There's this Nigerian colleague of mine who is probably like yonks older than my mum, and I cannot call her by her first name. I go to, and then something in my tongue swallows it, and I have to refer to her as auntie or miss. I cannot ever, or Mrs. I can never ever refer to her as her first name. And even people who are like 3-4 years older than me, I still struggle, and so I end up kind of like trying to avoid even saying their name and trying to just kind of stand close to them so that they know that I'm trying to talk to them, because it's just like a cardinal sin. It's like something from above somewhere is gonna rain down on you and you're just gonna like burn up somewhere, or like, you know, your brain's gonna freeze. Those are the kind of things that goes through my mind, and I'm worried about that culture. I'm even considering, even though it's such a small age gap between my two children, I'm actually considering having them call each other brother and sister, only because I want that culture to continue. And until I get a grasp on my language, I feel like that's a little tiny way that I can always remind them of the culture and the respect that we have in our Nigerian culture. I'd never let go of either of my nationalities. I'd never let go of being British. I'd never let go of being Nigerian. I am both. And I kind of, you know, it's like I'm Anglo-Nigerian or Anglo-African, as I usually like to refer to myself as. I'm both. Like, love it or hate it. Like, if anything happens here in Britain, like the euro has tempted me. Brexit has tempted me to pack my bags and go wherever. But the fear of living a life with interrupted electricity has made me stay. I will stay. And also the fact that we have Theresa May as a Prime Minister. Woo-hoo! Women power has also made me stay. So yeah, I've rabbited him for far too long. I want you to comment down below. Are you Nigerian? What makes you Nigerian? Are you British? Are you neither? Are you European? You know what I'm saying. Whatever you be, right down there, tell me about it. Let's start a conversation, a debate. Are you Nigerian? Are you British? Are you Anglo-African? Are you just tired and want me to finish this video? Tell me. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like, comment and subscribe. Until next time, kick fear to the rear, get creative today.